All right, let's get down to the New York Stock Exchange. Jim Cramer joins us right now. And Jim, usually I want to talk to you just about stocks when we come up, but today I think I'd like to point towards Washington, just because of a couple of things happening. With Manchin saying he's not going to support the bills there anytime soon, the human infrastructure bill, I think that slows down both of those potential bills. And the infrastructure bill, a lot of that's already been baked into the market. So I'm wondering what your thoughts are on that. And then the other big Washington story is what happens with the nomination for Fed chair. Is that going to be Jay Powell again? And what does that mean to the markets?
I think that they're so far behind that they're just going to go with Powell because they just don't have anybody else. And I think that's a shame. They should go with Powell because I think he's done a great job. Infrastructure, we have companies that are in the steel business and in the construction business that are really kind of, when people were buying Caterpillar off this after an okay quarter, people have been buying Nucor. I own that for my charitable trust because of the infrastructure. So a lot of this is kind of like throwing a curveball. But the ones that I'm really upset about are the ones that Secretary Raimondo talked about last night on Mad Money. Was, we need EV. I'm sure some people don't favor this, but we do need EV subsidies. But more important, we've got $53 billion we're looking at to be able to build foundries in order to be able to take it so the 75% of the auto business that is based in Taiwan semi comes back onshore. So I just think that the semiconductor and EV is so important for what we do. So I'm not semiconductors everywhere. So Becky, I don't know. I mean, look, Senator Manchin, I think he's just so powerful. We all are kind of taken aback.
Is this enough to change bets in the stock market right now, or is there still the assumption that some sort of infrastructure bill is going to get passed maybe sooner rather than later? You think this slows things down?
I think there's still that assumption, but I think that Senator Manchin is the ultimate, Jesus, like the old days in the 60s and 50s. He's the power broker, and he has to be catered to. And if he's not catered to, I just don't think anything gets done, or at least gets pushed back. The economy, I question whether the economy necessarily needs it, but there are individual parts of the economy that definitely need it. And anything semiconductor, which we know is really at the heart of the U.S. economy, has to be brought onshore. We can't be relying on Taiwan. And Secretary Raimondo made it very clear, Commerce Secretary, very clear that we have to somehow make it so Taiwan is not the most important cog in the U.S. economy. It's just not safe enough.
So here's the question. If Manchin is the power broker right now and he needs to be appeased, is there anything that can appease him that is not going to send the progressive wing in the House in particular into a position where they said, forget it, we're just not going to go for this?
Well, I think that if he goes Republican, then they're sunk. So, I mean, he has that cudgel. I wouldn't be surprised if people just say, you know what, we got to give him what he wants, just because we can't have him swing. I think he's probably at every given moment trying to figure out why he's a Democrat. Yeah. And I think that's the existential crisis of the Democratic Party, this one man.
Wow. Jim, we are going to see you in just a few minutes. It's a question that we're all going to be pondering, gives us a lot more to think about. But thank you. We'll see you in a few.